Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern Ned Reynolds in the studio on a Thursday morning. The NFL is now open for business, and surprisingly enough, Chiefs haven't been making a whole lot of moves, but it really seems that way across the league. Everyone's holding the cards close to their chest right now, it seems like.
Probably waiting until some kind of a big deal falls in place and then the waterfall opens up. But I don't think the Chiefs are going to make a whole lot of noise. They're limited in cap space. I think they have, almost $22 million in cap space, which sounds like a lot, but isn't. And they still have L'Jarius Sneed on their team. Sneed says he wants to stay, but can you blame him? This is a Super Bowl team. It's a great ball club they put together. Whether or not it's going to go into a three-peat, then we'll find out next fall. But the fact remains that they're a good team, and he's going to be guaranteed, as a franchise player, almost $20 million a year. So, of course, he wants to stay. But he also is not a dumbbell, and he realizes what the ramifications are of staying around and what the salary cap is, et cetera, et cetera. So the latest word is that Sneed and the Tennessee Titans have been talking. Well, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But the fact remains that L'Jarius Sneed for now is a Kansas City Chief, and we'll find out whether or not that stays.
Yeah, and I've also heard the Colts, but they think they have pick 15 or something like that in the first round, and that's just... I don't think he's going to get that. We'll see, though. I might be losing that.
Second round.
I remember. We'll see. Hey, I still believe he's getting a first rounder, and that's why they're holding it close to their chest. And I believe that's what Veach is trying to do. We'll see if he can pull it off, though. So I saw that message from Joe yesterday.
Second round draft choice. Hey, just put that in your mind bank, all right?
Man. I know. We'll see what happens. All right. So as I was saying, got that message from Joe yesterday about the Yankees losing their pitcher. I know he was kind of down in the dumps. You think now they're going to make a move at the guy that's available?
Well, I really think they have no choice. Garrett Cole looks like he may be, and this is just a guess, but he may be out for the season. He is having an examination by a specialist today. It's an elbow, and anytime a pitcher has elbow problems, well, that means Tommy John and all that sort of thing. Garrett Cole is a fine pitcher, All-America UCLA, and a guy who's really come into the major leagues with the Pirates and now with the Yankees, but he does have an injury. All right, who's available? Well, how about the Cy Young Award winner last year? His name is Blake Snell. He's been hanging out there with nobody to sign. Nobody wants him. Well, somebody wants him, but at his price, that is the question. There was some thought that Snell might go back to his old team, the San Diego Padres. Niet. That is not going to happen. The Padres made a trade last night for Dylan Cease, who is an outstanding pitcher from the Chicago White Sox. They're not going to want two of them, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if Snell doesn't end up with the Yankees now. It almost looks like it's got to happen.
If they want to have any kind of a chance at a season, yeah, it's definitely going to have to happen. Last but not least, we did have a little bit of exhibition baseball yesterday. How the team's looking?
Cardinals and the Minnesota Twins played to a 1-1 tie, and that they do that in the exhibitions because it doesn't mean anything, and you don't really want to extend anybody into extra innings unless it's late in spring, and then maybe you have to get used to it a little bit. But 1-1 was the final score. Kansas City Royals and the Los Angeles Angels played. Royals won it by a score of 3-2, and hey, they're pretty good. I know they're playing well in spring baseball, and they always do, but I really feel like this is going to be a competitive team.
This is the final week at the State High School Basketball Championships. What's happened so far?
Well, we've had one area team play, and that was the Marshfield Lady Jays. They played yesterday. As a matter of fact, it was the opening of the Class 4, 5, and 6 competition yesterday morning and did not fare very well. Marshfield lost to John Burroughs 44-30, so Marshfield will play Smithville for third place a little bit later on today. So one team is out, still 3 teams to go, and they are all in competition tomorrow. Logan Rogersville, Springfield Kickapoo's Lady Chiefs, who are really good, and Springfield Central's boys. They are there in the finals, Mike, for the first time in almost 65 years or longer.
Let's go.
Back in the early 1960s that they were there and haven't been back since, and now they are there, and they're a very good team. They play the team from Cardinal Ritter, but that'll be tomorrow night they play. That'll be a very tough assignment.
Good luck to everyone, and hope you can bring home the hardware, like I always say. All right, so tell me when I'm going to be taking a nap this weekend. When's the golf tournament happening?
Actually, it's a pretty big one. This is the TPC, the Tournament Players Championship, coming up, and this is the one that many of the players euphemistically refer to as the fifth major. There are 4 major tournaments, of course, but they call this one the fifth major because it's a tough course, sawgrass down at Ponte Vedra, Florida, which is TPC's original course. This is the one, Mike, that you see quite often when you're taking travel logs and so forth. There's the green on, I think it's maybe the 16th hole, I'm not sure which one, but it sits out in the middle of the water, and you have to be accurate or you're in the drink real quick. Mm-hmm. It's a very difficult hole, and the course is too. Well, anyway, the purse for this one, and it's symbolic of the fact that it's a very important one. $25 million. That's what they're playing for, $25 million, and the winner will get somewhere around $4 million. That's a pretty nice little payday for 4 rounds of golf. All the big names except for Tiger Woods. He is not going to play. He said last week he doesn't really feel as though his game is honed in, which brings up an interesting point, because how can your game be honed in when you're only playing 4 and 5 tournaments a year? It can't be. So maybe this is a way of bowing out. Now, Woods will play in the majors. In the Masters, if he's available to play or if he feels like it. But not on the TPC this weekend. It's a big deal.
It is. $25 million, $24 million. 25.
The total purse is $25 million.
It's a lot of money to spread, bro. All right, so we still have some tournaments in different conferences in college basketball right now. What's going on so far?
Well, Missouri played last night, and I don't have a whole lot of feeling sorry for anybody in college sports, but I have to feel badly for Missouri. They had Georgia beaten last night. Came from behind. Missouri came from behind at the end of the first half, narrowed the margin to 1, and then sprinted out in front in the second half. Got up by double digits, 10, 12, and Georgia's not very good. And Missouri is putting it to them until the end. And then Missouri, what on earth happened? Maybe they got tired. Maybe they realized, hey, we're about to win our first game. Whatever it is, they did not win. Georgia got the win 64-59. That ends Missouri's season on a 19-game losing streak.
Dude.
That's no way to go into spring like that. Anyway, Georgia beats Mizzou. Mizzou's out of it, of course. Arkansas and Vanderbilt played last night, Southeastern Conference Tournament. Arkansas, which has also had very much of a down year, won in overtime, so they'll advance into the second round. But the one that absolutely shocks the daylights out of me is a team that has gone downhill like a roller coaster. Kansas. Whoa. Now, I think they'll make the tournament. They have 22 wins on the year. But in the Big 12 tournament last night, out of it. Cincinnati beat them by 20. Cincinnati's not bad, but KU. This is KU we're talking about. This is the Jayhawks. Come on. And now they're finished for the spring. I don't think they're finished for the tournament. I do think they'll get in because they are Kansas. Mm-hmm. But the fact is they're not playing well at all. However, K-State did come away with a big win, knocked off the Texas Longhorns 78-74, so K-State is around for another day in the Big 12 tournament.
Fingers crossed my Wildcats can pull it out. Are you a superstitious guy, Ned Reynolds?
In some respects, yeah, but not many.
I don't know what those kids did in Columbia to screw with that team, but, man, something must be messed up with that mojo up there to get 19 losses in a row.
0-19 in the conference this year, 0-19. Didn't win a single game, lost all of them in 2024. Whoa.
They might have to.
I think it was a combination of injuries, number one, illness, and guys who didn't play very well.
Or play well together. And they might have to look towards human sacrifice to get some wins back up in that town. Ned, you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.